then, my pirate crew, how did you get on? Did you manage to complete your 7 treasure hunt? Now, I don't know about you, but I struggled with that word 7 again, and I was thinking about it. And I think it's because whenever you want to write a number down, you always tend to use the numeral, don't you? Because it's much quicker than writing the word. So I think that's why we don't really find many words for numbers written down around the house. But I did write the word 7 on my last card, didn't I? So I think I'm going to use that one for my example for the word for 7 today. And then I was looking through one of my little cookbooks because I might make some piratey treats later. And I found the number 7 on the page. It's telling me what number page I'm on. And then I also found the number 7 here. And this time the number 7 is telling me about how hot to have my oven. And then all the way through my cookbook I found actually there were lots of 7s telling me how much or how many of things to use if I'm doing some baking. So lots of 7s used in a cookbook today. And then for my 7 objects, I went back to our treasure chest from yesterday and I got 7 pieces of treasure out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, I wonder how you got on. I hope you managed to find all of your different 7s as well. On the screen in front of you, you will see one of our number formation cards. And we use these in school, don't we, to help us learn how to write the numeral for each number down. So, get those pointy fingers out for me and use your pointy finger to trace over the 7 on the screen in front of you. Now, the rhyme for number 7 goes, across the sky and down from heaven, that's the way we make a 7. Should we have another go? Ready, up at the top. Across the sky and down from heaven, that's the way we make a 7. Now we keep our pen on the page and that line going down, it's a bit of a slanty line, isn't it? It's like we were practicing with our zigzag monster letters last week. It's a slanty line down rather than a straight line down. Let's have a go at one on the board. So we're going to start at the top. Across the sky and down from heaven. That's the way we make a 7. What do you think, guys? Does it look okay? Thank you. Now, just like with all our numbers, we need to be careful and make sure they're going the right way. If I accidentally start the wrong way, across the sky and down from and down from heaven, that's the way we make a 7. What does my 7 look like? It's back to front, isn't it? So make sure you start the right way. We're going that way for our numbers. Across the sky and down from heaven, that's the way we make a 7. Well done. Now, can you get me 7 fingers on your hands, please? So, if you know which ones you need, just throw them at me. If you need to count, remember we've got 5 here, and then think about how many more you'll need to put up to make 7. So 5, 6, 7. Well done. Now we definitely need 2 hands to make our 7, don't we? Because it's more than 5. If a number's more than 5, we need to use our other hand, don't we? Because we've run out of fingers on one hand. 5, 6, 7. Right, can you use some of your mathsy words for me? If I've got 7 and I split it, what have I done? What's our mathsy word for when we split something? Partition. Well done. So I could say 7 can partition into how many? 5 and how many? 2. 5 and 2 is 7. What do I do if I put them back together again? What's the mathsy word for that? Combine. Well done. So what could we say about 5 and 2? 5 and 2 combine to make 7. Good job. 5 and 2 combine to make 7. Now our mathsy job today is to try and find out all the different ways that we can make 7. So we've got 5 and 2 there, but I wonder what other ways we can do to make 7. Now to do this job, you are going to need to draw one of these. Can anyone remember, what do we call these? We use them quite a lot in maths. It's got 10 spaces in it. It's called a tens frame. Well done. And why is it called a tens frame? Because it's got 10 spaces. It has 5 spaces along the top row and then 5 spaces along the bottom row. And that makes 10 empty spaces all together. Now we use these, don't we, to help us practice making our numbers. I've put mine inside a treasure chest today, and you will find a blank tens frame a blank tens frame in a treasure chest on the next card for you to either print out and use if you'd like to, or you could draw one like I've drawn in your home learning book and use that one instead. It's completely up to you. Next, what you're going to need to do is to get yourself 7 bits of treasure, okay, made up of one type of treasure. So I've got 7 coins. You might have 7 gems, 7 bits of Lego. I don't mind what your treasure is, but you need to have 7 and they all need to be the same, okay? And then you're going to need to get 7 bits of a different type of treasure. So I've got 7 coins and then I've got 7 precious pebbles as well, okay? You need to have 7 of each and they need to be different things because we're going to use them on our tens frame to think about the ways that we can make 7. So, first of all, let's use our coins. I'm going to put them in my tens frame just like we do when we're in school. Now just remind me guys, do I fill in any old space or do I have to be a bit organised? Well done. I have to be a bit organised and I fill in all of my top row first, don't I? I always start from this end and then I fill in my top row first. If my top row's full, how many have I got? Well done, I've got 5 because there are 5 spaces. And if all the spaces are full, we must have 5 things. Am I going to need to use some more spaces to make 7? Good thinking, guys. I am, because we just said, didn't we, 7 is bigger than 5. So I'm going to have to use 2 of my spaces down underneath. Now when we fill in our bottom row, when we've filled in our top row, when we go on to the next one, we must fill in from the same end again, don't we? We go back to the start and fill in this way, all right? We don't just fill in the top and then put them anywhere on the bottom. We like to be quite organised, don't we, with our mathsy thinking? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bits of treasure. Have I filled the whole of my tens frame in? No, I haven't, have I? Because I've not got 10, I've only got 7. How many spaces have I got left? 1, 2, 3. Well done. Now, however I make my 7 today, whether I use my coins or my pebbles, however I make my 7, I am always going to have 3 empty spaces left, okay? You need to think about that when you fill in your tens frame too. You should always have 3 empty spaces left because we should always have 7, okay? If you've got 2 spaces left or no spaces left, you know you've got too many things on your tens frame, so you need to have a double check for me, okay? How many empty spaces will you always have today? 3. Well done. Right. This way of making 7, how many coins have I used? 7. Well done. I've got 7 gold coins. And have I got any pebbles? No. So what would I say? I'd say 0. Well done. 7 gold coins, 0 pebbles. How many does it make altogether? 7, and no more would make 7. Well done. Or if we're being really mathsy, we might say 7 and 0 combine to make 7. That's my first way of making 7 today. Nice job. Right, what I'm going to do next then is I'm going to try and think of a different way I could make 7. And I want to try and use some of my pebbles this time. So I'm going to take some of my coins away. And let's go for, oh, is it going to stick? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now, have I got 7 things all together? I have. How do I know? How many empty spaces have I got? 3. Brilliant. So I know I've got my 7 all together. How have I made my 7 this time? How many gold coins have I got? 5. Well done. Now, did I need to count my gold coins? I didn't, did I? I knew that if all of my top row was full, then I must have 5 because the top row of a tens frame has got 5 spaces in it, hasn't it? So I've got 5 gold coins and how many pebbles? 2. Well done. So what could I say about how I've made 7? 5 gold coins, 2 pebbles, combine to make 7. Well done. Okay, that's another way. Shall we do a different way? I'm going to do this way this time. Okay, now then. Have I made 7? How many empty spaces have I got? 1, 2, 3. So must I have 7? Yeah, well done guys. I've got 7 things all together. How many gold coins have I got this time? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many pebbles have I got this time? 1, 2, 3. 4 and 3. Have I got 7 all together? Let's just double check and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, I have. That's a different way to the way I thought of before. Tell me about it then, guys. How have I made my 7? 4 gold coins and 3 pebbles combined to make 7. Well done. Now, did you notice that when I swapped my coin for another pebble, I didn't do this, okay? Why didn't I put all my coins together on the top and all my pebbles together on the bottom? Well done. Remember, when we use our 10 frame, we want to fill up the whole of the top row first. It doesn't matter if we're using different things to fill it up, but we want to make sure that that row is filled up first. And the reason we do that is because it makes it easier for us. If we know that top row is full, we know we've got how many? 5. Well done. It speeds up our thinking. So we fill up the top row first, and then when we fill up the bottom row, we always go back to the beginning of the row and fill up from that way again. Okay? Now, let me do one more, and you tell me how you think I've got on with this one. So let's go for that one there, and that one there, and that one there. Okay. So, have I got 7? Well done. How do you know I've got 7, guys? How many empty spaces have I got? 3. Well done. I always need to have 3 empty spaces because 7 is 3 less than 10. Or I could check by checking, well, I know I've got 5 here and then 2 more here. I know that makes 7. Now, I've made a really lovely pattern with my coins and my pebbles. But is that the best way for me to fill in my tens frame? Because we're not making patterns today. We're thinking about numbers today, aren't we? Well done. If I'm being really mathematical, if I'm thinking carefully, the best way is to keep all of, let's get another coin. The best way is to keep all of our things that are the same in a group together, okay? Then we can see really clearly how many of each one we've got. If they're all jumbled up, it makes it harder for us to count up and see how many we've got of each one, doesn't it? But if we keep all of our coins together and all of our pebbles together, it's easier for us to be able to say, oh, I've got this many coins and this many pebbles. All right. So that is your mathsy job for today, guys. Go and get yourselves 2 different types of treasure. You'll need 7 pieces of each one. And then either print out the tens frame to use or draw yourself one or get your grown-up to draw you one. You can put it in a treasure chest if you want, or you could just draw a really simple tens frame. And then explore how you can use your 2 different types of treasure to make 7 in different ways. Once you've made each way, I want you to try and tell your grown-up about how you've made 7 and see if you can use your clever mathsy language to help you explain what you've done. See if you can use that clever word combine for me today, okay? Have lots of fun exploring your treasure and exploring how you can make 7 with it. And I will look forward to seeing your smiley shipmate faces. It's easy for me to say. Smiley shipmate faces after lunch.